Hey guys, Sarah from Aaron's Outdoor, and in today's video I'm actually in Florida. I'm at the beach for I think about a week, and I'm not doing any saltwater fishing today, but I think I will, or well, I'm not doing it in this video. I might actually do some later today. Hoping to have a saltwater video or two out, but I don't know, we'll just have to see what happens there. But today, or right now, I'm doing some pond fishing with some Keitech swim baits. And if you know me, you know that I love to fish with Keitech swim baits. And specifically, I really love the Keitech Easy Shiner and the Keitech Swing Impact Fat. And today I think I'm just going to be fishing with a Keitech Easy Shiner. I had the idea of trying to catch a fish on every single size of the Keitech Easy Shiner that I have. And I believe I have 5 different sizes. We've got the 2-inch right there, the 3-inch, the 3.5-inch, the 4-inch, and the 4.5-inch. Dude, one got it right there. There we go. Man, on this little 6-foot light action rod, it seems huge, but it's just a tiny bass. All right, let's get him up here. There we go. Oh, he fell in this grass. All right, this guy felt like a monster on that little 6-foot light action rod. But there we go. We got the 2-inch Easy Shiner knocked off the list. There's a bunch of bass. There's like a ton of bass activity over here. So I'm not surprised that I got one pretty fast, but now I'm gonna put on the 3-inch. I actually might put it on the 6-foot light action rod, which is usually not what I use, but I just have a 6-foot light action and a 7-foot medium rod with me. So I think I'll just do it on the little 6-foot rod here. There's a fish. That did not take long. First one on the 3-inch. Get up here. All right, I mean, I can see a bunch of little bass over here, so I know this pond's got a bunch of little guys in it. So honestly, I think it's gonna get harder as we go on. Like, the bigger I make the lure, I think the harder it is gonna be for these little guys to eat it. But I mean, I would think there's gotta be some big fish in here too. You know, a lot of times when there's a bunch of small bass in one pond, there's a few that grow really big and actually like eat the other small bass. So hopefully that's the case in this one. Now I think I'm gonna switch to my other rod, put the 3.5-inch on, and hopefully catch some more fish. There's one. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually a little better. All right, well, so far, I think the second biggest one we caught was on the 2-inch. The smallest was on the 3-inch, and the biggest was on this 3.5-inch size. So it's actually not too bad. This is definitely considerably bigger than the first two. It's probably close to a pound right there. And he's actually pretty healthy too. So we will take that on the 3.5-inch. Now it's time to move up to that 4-inch and maybe catch a bigger one. Oh my gosh. There's one. Well, I hit that bush on the cast, but I still got a fish. And this is gonna be another small one. So we had one that was actually kind of decent on that 3.5-inch. And then we got even smaller with this 4-inch size, back to another small fish. So I'm actually surprised how fast I've caught a fish on all 4 of those sizes. Like this one spot, I mean, I've just seen a lot of activity, caught a lot of fish here, so I haven't moved at all. But now I'm gonna try that 4.5-inch size, which I definitely think is gonna be the most challenging. And I mean, as you can see, this 4.5-inch is definitely considerably bigger than that 4-inch. I mean, you know, it's a decent bit bigger, so it's gonna be a little harder. I think I'm just gonna fish on the same jig head, which is not the most ideal thing, but I only have these 2 spinning rods with me here today, so that's how we're gonna roll today. There we go, got one. Oh my gosh. And it's another small one. No way he ate that 4.5-inch swim bait. Man, well, that might be the smallest one we've caught. I'm surprised he ate that swim bait. I mean, that swim bait's probably half his length. It's probably like a little 9-incher there. So that's pretty surprising. I can't believe I've actually already completed the thing I was trying to complete today. It only took like 30 minutes in this pond. I mean, I knew this pond was kind of loaded with like a bunch of small fish, but I didn't expect it to be that easy. So, oh well, I mean, the rest of this video, I'm just gonna keep fishing with some Keitech swim baits. Maybe I'll tie something else on, who knows, but I might try to throw this 4.5 inch one around a little bit more and see if I can get a bigger fish. And if y'all have never tried out any Keitech swim baits or the Keitech Easy Shiner, I highly suggest it, and I have a link down below if you want to pick some up. But I mean, they're just great lures. I mean, every single one of these sizes was able to catch a bass like pretty easily, pretty fast. So there we go. Well, I missed the fish a second ago right there. This may or may not be the same fish, but I actually switched back down to this little 4-inch size because I had a bunch of little fish hitting at the 4.5 inch, and then they ended up just biting the tail off. So I was like, I'll just go with the 4-inch. It's still a pretty decent size. It could still catch me a big fish, but it would probably be a little easier for these smaller fish to bite it too. So anyway, I'll take him. There's one. Oh my gosh. This is tiny. And he's just pulled me under these weeds. Oh, there we go. Are you kidding me? Look how small this fish is. I switched to the 3-inch because I felt like I wasn't getting enough bites and also move spots. And man, that is a tiny little fish. I would expect to catch fish like this out of a tiny little creek, but I'll take him. Alright y'all, it's about a week later and it's definitely a little bit more chilly today. It's about 50 degrees, but I think I'm just going to stick to those Keitech Easy Shiners and see what I can catch. There's one. That was my second cast. I'm using the 3-inch right now, partly just because it's so fun catching these fish on a little 6-foot rod like this. Like even if they're small, like, you know, like this little half-pound bass right here, they still fight like crazy. They feel much bigger on such a small rod. And yeah, man, this fish is a lot colder. I think this water temp must have dropped a lot because it's been pretty cold the past couple days. And when I was out here like 6 days ago, it was like 70 degrees. But I mean, it was like in the 40s yesterday, pretty chilly. Well, here I am again. After catching a fish on my second cast, I fished for another 30 minutes or so and I didn't get a single bite. Fortunately, I think that colder weather really has the fish a lot less active, and I mean, not necessarily less active. I think most of the area I was fishing was really shallow, and this is actually a golf course pond, and on the actual golf course there's a ton of people you know, golfing, so I didn't want to go on the actual golf course, but I think it's deeper over there, and that's probably where most of the fish are when it's colder like this. But couldn't get over there today, so I only ended up catching one fish, but I'll still take that. At least I avoided the skunk. But if y'all want to try out these Keitech Easy Shiner swim baits, I have a link down below like I mentioned earlier, and that's just an Amazon link, but you can get them other places too. You can get them at Dick's Sporting Goods, Tackle Warehouse, and some other places. You can't get them at Bass Pro though. For some reason Bass Pro doesn't sell Keitech swim baits, but I highly recommend them. I've caught a ton of fish on them in the past. They're pretty much one of my favorite lures. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.